clarify, you said that Jon agreed to fight Tom, yes?
Jon agreed to fight Tom?
Is that what you just said there? Before, like on the last answer, you said...
Jon agreed to fight Tom, yes.
So but he hasn't signed a contract or anything.
Right. Yeah.
So
I mean, you guys have heard me for the last however long. I said, I guarantee you this fight's going to happen. This fight's going to happen. Fight's going to happen. You guys told me the crazy shit that was going on Instagram and all these other places. But yes, I've been saying Jon is going to fight Tom.
There were some rumors out there that you guys had offered him his fuck you money and he turned it down.
Unless you hear it come from here or we put out a press release, don't believe any of this bullshit. But yes, Jon agreed to fight Tom. Fact.
UFC President Dana White has just delivered a crystal clear warning message to heavyweight champion Jon Jones, and the implications could reshape the entire division. We're talking about the most anticipated heavyweight title fight in UFC history, Jones versus Tom Aspenol, and whether it will actually happen or if we're witnessing the end of an era. Stay tuned as we break down White's latest statements, analyze what this means for both fighters, and explore the growing controversy that has over 200,000 fans demanding action.
Yeah. And to go back to the thing on Jon Jones, did you see the petition online from the fans?
Yeah.
What did you just make of that?
Every human on earth was DMing it to me, and yeah, I saw it.
I mean, I know you say you always listen to the fans and give the fans what they want. I'm just curious what you make of that.
How many fans are there worldwide now? Like, what's the number? It's like 400 million or something like that. Yeah, 130,000 people want to see him stripped.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I'm not saying that. It's kind of fucking silly.
Let's dive straight into the bombshell. At the UFC 316 post-fight press conference, Dana White didn't mince words when addressing Jon Jones's recent social media antics and retirement hints. White's message was simple but powerful. Listen, you can't make people fight. If Jon doesn't want to fight, you can't make him fight.
Forever about it, and it's his fight. Listen, you can't make people fight. If Jon doesn't want to fight, you can't make him fight. We can try to make him fight. We can throw things.
But here's where it gets interesting. White revealed that Jones has already agreed to fight Tom Aspenol, not just verbally, but he's actually accepted the deal. However, and this is crucial, no contract has been signed yet. White stated, Jon Jones agreed to do the fight. Jon Jones was offered the deal and accepted the deal.
End up happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it since the beginning, and Jon Jones agreed to do the fight. So Jon Jones was offered the deal and accepted the deal.
This puts Jones in a precarious position. He's essentially committed publicly through the UFC president. But his recent social media activity suggests he's having second thoughts, or at least playing negotiation games. The warning is clear. White won't beg, won't chase, and won't let one fighter hold up an entire division indefinitely. Now let's talk about the man caught in the middle of this chaos, Tom Aspenol. The British fighter has been the interim heavyweight champion for 18 months. Let that sink in. 18 months of being passed over, waiting in the wings, and watching Jones fight Stipe Miocic instead of unifying the titles. White was emphatic about where his priorities lie. It's Aspinall's fight. We've been talking to this kid forever about it, and it's his fight.
Jon Jones agreed to do the fight. So Jon Jones was offered the deal and accepted the deal. You know, if he's talking that crazy shit, I didn't realize that. He said he's ready to vacate the belt.
He said he doesn't care if you strip it, but he would vacate it.
Fucking crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whenever he's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight. And
this is significant because it shows the UFC's commitment to Aspinall, who has been nothing but professional throughout this entire saga. He won the interim title by stopping Sergey Pavlovich when Jones was injured, then successfully defended it in July 2024. Aspinall has repeatedly called for the unification bout, and unlike Jones, he's been consistent in his messaging. He wants the fight, he's ready for the fight, and he believes he deserves the fight. White's statement essentially validates everything Aspinall has been saying and positions him as the priority, not Jones. Here's where things get really messy. Jon Jones has been playing retirement roulette on social media, one day suggesting he's done, the next day calling out Francis Ngannou for a potential return fight. Dana White compared these negotiations to dealing with another UFC legend, Anderson Silva. White said, him and Anderson Silva, every time throughout the history of being in the business with those guys, when it comes time to fight, it's like dealing with artists. It's interesting. This comparison is telling because Silva was notoriously difficult during contract negotiations throughout his career. White is essentially saying this is just Jones being Jones, but there's a limit to everyone's patience. The fact that Jones suggested he was retired before calling out Ngannou shows the calculated nature of these moves. It's not about actual retirement, it's about leverage and trying to get the fight he wants rather than the fight that makes sense for the division. White's response? He's not playing these games anymore. The message is clear. Fight Aspinall or step aside. The UFC fan base has had enough, and they're making their voices heard in unprecedented ways. A petition to strip Jon Jones of the heavyweight title has garnered over 200,000 signatures. Dana White called the petition fucking silly, but the numbers don't lie. 200,000 fans don't organize against a champion unless there's genuine frustration with the situation. This fan uprising represents something bigger. It's about the integrity of the sport. Fans want to see the best fight the best, not watch political games and social media theatrics. The petition sends a clear message. Champions who don't defend against the rightful contenders should face consequences. It's putting additional pressure on both Jones and the UFC to resolve this situation quickly. Adding another layer of complexity to this saga is Francis Ngannou's potential return to the UFC. Jones has been calling him out, seeing him as a more favorable matchup than Aspinall. But White shot down those hopes immediately. It's Aspinall's fight, he stated firmly when asked about a potential Jones-Ngannou bout. This is significant because it shows White won't be swayed by star power or bigger money fights if they don't make divisional sense. Aspinall has earned his shot, and White is standing by that principle. Ngannou's return would be massive for the UFC, but not at the expense of the interim champion who's been waiting patiently for his opportunity. So where do we go from here? Dana White has been saying he's 100% confident this fight will happen in 2025, and his latest statements suggest nothing has changed. But here's the reality check. White also said he couldn't stop Khabib from retiring, couldn't make Daniel Cormier stay longer, and ultimately can't force Jon Jones to fight if he doesn't want to.
It's a conversation we've had many times now, the Tom Aspenol, Jon Jones fight. It's a bit different now, right? Because Jon's been tweeting a lot about the fact that he's told you his plans, he's ready to vacate the belt, and all the rest of it.
He said he's ready to vacate the belt?
He said he doesn't care if you strip him, he would vacate it.
Crazy. Yeah, I've been busy. I haven't been keeping up with the gossip. He comes back. He's either back today or came back yesterday or whenever he's in Thailand. So he's home. We'll be home tonight, Tuesday. We'll figure this out.
But if he doesn't fight Tom Aspenol and he does walk away, do you think he's ducked him?
Tom Aspinall's the guy. He's the guy. Listen, if the guy wants to retire and doesn't want to fight, nothing you do. I didn't want Khabib to retire. I thought DC should have stayed in it longer. So it's none of my business. I'll do what I can to make the fight if we can. If he's talking that crazy shit, I didn't realize that.
The ball is entirely in Jones' court now. He's agreed to the fight. The UFC has made it clear this is the only fight that makes sense, and the fans are demanding it happens. If Jones truly retires, the heavyweight division moves forward with Aspinall as the undisputed champion. If he continues these negotiation tactics much longer, he risks being stripped anyway. White's warning is essentially a countdown timer. Make a decision soon, or the decision will be made for you. The UFC has shown they're willing to move on from even their biggest stars when necessary, and Jones might be testing those limits. This story is far from over, and the next few weeks could be absolutely crucial for the heavyweight division's future. Dana White has drawn his line in the sand. Tom Aspenol continues to wait patiently but assertively, and Jon Jones faces the biggest decision of his career. Will we see the unification bout that the entire MMA world is demanding, or are we witnessing the end of Jon Jones' legendary career through retirement or stripping? One thing's for certain, the heavyweight division can't stay in limbo much longer. What do you think? Should Jones take the Aspinall fight, or should the UFC strip him and move on? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our latest UFC coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.